In this lesson, we're going to look at dividing real numbers, and division follows the same sign rules as multiplication as far as a positive divided by a positive is still positive. So if the signs are the same and you're dividing, your answer is positive. If your signs are the same or are different and you're dividing, your answer is negative. So one thing we do need to address is the number 0, though. Division by 0 is not defined. So if you're trying to divide by 0, or if 0 is in the denominator of a fraction, that's going to be not defined. The quotient of two numbers with the same sign is positive. The quotient of two numbers with different signs is negative. And two numbers whose product is 1 are called reciprocals. And so we're going to look at some examples of these. So again, let's go through and just identify signs of answers. So if I look at the problems on the left, so 36 divided by -4, positive and a negative, my answer will be negative. Number 6, a positive divided by a negative is a negative. Number 7, a negative divided by a negative is a positive, and we don't usually put the plus in front of a positive number, it's assumed, but just for our purposes here, I'm going to go ahead and put that. A negative divided by a negative, again, is positive. Dividing by 0, we would say undefined or not defined. Oops. See if I can get that look a little bit better. There we go. And 0 divided by -3 is 0. So it's not a sign, it's just 0. The way that I remember that is on this one, if 0 is in the numerator and we just have a number in the denominator, it spells the word on, so it's 0. If I use that same technique with the problem above, any number divided by 0, it spells no, not defined. That's how I remember which one's not defined and which one's 0. So now let's go back and check our answers. So we said that number 5 is going to be negative. 36 divided by 4 is 9. 26 divided by 2 is 13. We already identified it's negative, so it's negative 13. 75 divided by 3 is 25, and we said it was going to be positive because the signs were the same. Number 8, we have 66 divided by 6 is going to be 11, positive. We've already identified that. Now let's look at reciprocal. Reciprocal means you interchange your numerator and denominator. So the reciprocal of 4/9 would be 9/4. These two are reciprocals of one another. If you multiplied them together, you would get 1. Because in this situation, if I did 4/9 times 9/4, I would get 36 over 36, which equals 1. So that's the reciprocal. If the original number is positive, your reciprocal is positive. If your original number is negative, your reciprocal is also negative. So for the next one, it's negative, so my reciprocal will also be negative. It'll be 17 over 6. Now, what's the reciprocal if it's not in fraction form? Well, you can take any integer and make it a fraction just by putting it over 1. Now I can write the reciprocal. It would be negative 1/12. Reciprocals are going to come in because when you're dividing by fractions, we actually multiply by the reciprocal. So we need to make sure we know what those are. So now, just like we can take every subtraction problem and rewrite it as addition, we can take every division problem and rewrite it as multiplication by simply multiplying by the reciprocal. So on number 17, we can rewrite that as 3 times the reciprocal of 8. Well, remember, that's like 8 over 1, so that would be 1/8. We don't have to solve it. Let's just practice rewriting it. But we can rewrite any division problem as multiplication by multiplying by the reciprocal. just with subtraction to addition, we can add the opposite. Here it's multiply by the reciprocal. So this means the same thing as 5 divided by negative 9. So if I rewrite that as a multiplication problem, that would be 5 times the reciprocal of negative 9, which is negative 1/9. So now, when we're working with fractions and dividing, we actually are going to rewrite it as a multiplication problem. So this problem on top here will become 5/6 times negative, the reciprocal would be 5/7. Multiplying straight across, I have a positive times a negative, so it'll be a negative. 5 times 5 is 25. 6 times 7 is 42. So negative 25 over 42. Let's do this one at the bottom. Negative 2/5 times the reciprocal of negative 4/9 would be negative 9/4, which I do see that I could do some cross canceling here. 2 goes into 2 once, and 2 goes into 4 twice. I know that my answer, because I have a negative times a negative, I know that my answer is positive, so I'm not even going to look at the signs, I'm just going to focus on my numbers. So 1 times 9 is 9, 5 times 2 is 10. So 9/10 would be my answer on number 25.